If you've spent a few minutes wondering whether a 32-inch 4K monitor is really worth the extra cost, you're not alone. Most of us have been burned before. Maybe a TV-sized screen that looked great in the brochure but turned out to be a headache on a cramped desk, or a high-refresh panel that never lived up to the hype because it couldn't keep up with the rest of our hardware. You want to be sure the monitor you finally pick up actually fits your workflow, your gaming setup, and let's be honest, your budget. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've been looking at the Fyonix 32-inch 4K monitor from a few angles: how it behaves when you're editing photos, what it feels like during long gaming sessions, and whether the USB-C hub really simplifies cable chaos. Most of the time, those three scenarios are the ones that tip a buyer toward a big screen decision, and they also highlight the hidden trade-offs that many spec sheets don't spell out. First, let's talk about the visual side. The Nano IPS panel is the heart of the device, promising 3840x2160 resolution and a 99% DCI-P3 color gamut. In practice, that translates to crisp text and vibrant colors that feel more like a professional-grade display than a consumer-grade TV. I ran a quick side-by-side comparison with a 27-inch 1440p monitor I already own, using a photo of a sunset taken in RAW format. The difference is noticeable. The Fyonix reproduces subtle gradations in the sky that the smaller screen simply blends together. For anyone who spends time in Lightroom, Photoshop, or any color-critical work, that extra pixel real estate and the wider gamut can shave minutes off a workflow that would otherwise require zooming in and out just to verify color accuracy. Gaming is where the 144Hz refresh rate really shows its teeth. The monitor syncs to a GeForce RTX 3080 without any obvious stutter, and the high refresh helps keep motion smooth even in fast-paced shooters. What matters most, however, is the combination of that refresh rate with the 4K resolution. Many 4K panels cap out at 60 Hz, forcing you to choose between pixel density and fluid motion. Here you get both, which is a rare sweet spot for serious gamers who also want the immersive detail of 4K for open-world titles. That said, you'll need a fairly powerful GPU to push 4K at high frame rates. A mid-range card will likely sit in the 30 to 45 frames per second range for newer titles, which is still playable but doesn't fully exploit the 144Hz advantage. The USB-C hub with 90W power delivery is an interesting value add. If you have a laptop that supports USB-C charging, you can plug it into the monitor, power your machine, and get video, data, and audio through a single cable. In a daily office setting, that means one less cord on the desk and a clean, minimalist look. I tested it with a MacBook Pro, and the monitor happily delivered the full 90W, keeping the laptop charged even under load. The hub also includes a couple of downstream USB-A ports, which are handy for plugging in a flash drive or a mouse without reaching for the PC tower. The only drawback I noticed is that the USB-C cable is a bit stiff. It can be annoying when you frequently disconnect and reconnect, but once it's set up, it's seamless. Ergonomics often get overlooked in big screen marketing, but the Fyonix actually offers a fully adjustable stand height, tilt, swivel, and pivot. Because the screen is 32 inches wide, you'll want to tilt it a bit down to reduce neck strain when you're sitting close. The monitor also includes a low blue light mode and a flicker-free backlight, which are useful for long editing sessions or marathon gaming nights. In my tests, the eye care features made a noticeable difference after a 3-hour stretch. The screen didn't feel harsh, and the colors stayed consistent even after the low blue mode was enabled. Now, who should seriously consider this monitor? If you're a content creator, photographer, video editor, graphic designer who needs a lot of screen real estate without sacrificing color fidelity, the Fyonix checks almost every box. The combination of 4K resolution, Nano IPS coverage, and a wide color gamut means you can see fine details and accurate colors without scaling artifacts. For gamers, especially those with high-end GPUs who want to run 4K at the highest possible frame rates, the 144Hz panel provides a smoother experience than typical 4K TVs that are stuck at 60 Hz. Finally, professionals who work on laptops and want a single cable docking solution will appreciate the USB-C power delivery and hub. Conversely, there are situations where this monitor might be overkill. If your primary use is office work, spreadsheets, email, occasional web browsing, the 4K resolution on a 32-inch screen can make text appear smaller than you'd like, forcing you to scale up UI elements. While the monitor does support scaling, the UI can feel a bit fuzzy at certain scaling percentages, which is a trade-off you might not want. Also, if your GPU is older or you're playing on a console that doesn't output 4K at high refresh rates, you won't